One for walk-ons, it doesn't happen in the fall anymore. It's in the spring.
Yeah.
Like
even,
that.
Yeah, even for us.
Yeah, for all the schools and stuff. It's more going in. I'm into the school. Hey, can I get an opportunity? And so we get a couple. Just to,
It's the days of I'm gonna knock on coach's door, ask can I just walk onto the team is kind of not as common as it used to be. Even if you're a walk-on player that's a non-scholarship player, you've been recruited by, talked to, and gone through the same recruited process as every other player.
basically walk on and see how they are and stuff. So, but it's more in the spring, not in the fall. So, like what Coach said about walk-ons coming in the fall, it's not happening anymore because you guys have to understand. There's 28-man rosters. A lot of us have 20 man. It's not like we can have 40, we can have 35. It's shortening it down, NCAA rule. So now it's going down to 28. All right, so it's a little bit tougher for walk-ons to basically come to schools now.
The term walk-on is kind of an old term. For example, a walk-on is someone that is a non-scholarship player, but I'm going to say every kid on our team, for example, even if they're a walk-on, they were recruited and invited to the team. You just don't receive any money.
And I'll probably say for Division I, for walk-ons, it doesn't happen in the fall anymore.
I just want to add one more thing about this. Is what can happen now is he said, if you get into the school, you can walk on. What it sounds like he's saying is, oh, you can just walk on. No. You have to get recruited for the opportunity to walk on. So while there are no more walk-ons in the fall, that is not a thing. So let's say you get into the school in August and you go, I want to play for the soccer team. Or, I really like soccer. Let me see if I can walk on. That's not going to happen until the spring. However, so many people will apply for a San Diego to walk on in the spring. They're not going to accept everybody. So if you get recruited by San Diego and they specifically tell you before you go to the school, months before, look, why don't you walk on in the spring if you get in? Then you have basically a guaranteed walk on. So you still have to get recruited months, years before just to walk on. So do not think you can just get in and go, no, let them know. Yep, then they'll let me try out in the spring and hopefully I'll make the team. They will not let you try out in the spring. There are too many applications. So you have to get recruited as if you are a real player, which is why when you guys email your schools, especially if you're juniors or seniors, you would say to them in an email, dear coach, I'm applying to your school. If I get in, may I have the opportunity to walk on to your team? And if you send that in one email, that's not going to work. You would have had to have been sending emails and highlight videos multiple times over. But the premise being, look, they never got back to you. Maybe they said you weren't good enough at a camp. Maybe you just haven't heard from them. And this is your follow-up. So because of that, that's what we have to do. If you want more help, give me a call. Links about talk to you. Bye.